G'day everyone, Master Rabbit here from CapsuleComputers.com. Today what we're going to be doing is going to be running you through a bit of gameplay from Red Wing Games called Mission Sirius. Now it is a on-rails style shooter similar to Time Crisis, House of the Dead, and those type of on-rail shooter games. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run you through basic gameplay, take you through the tutorial, and then go through and show you a few other levels so you can see what the action is like. Now there isn't much in the game in terms of achievements or anything like that. It's just a simple language options, challenge mode, which basically lets you go through and replay the missions again. A new game and continue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run you through a new game, and now basically everything I've done so far will be lost, but that's okay. We can go through and select the challenge modes, and I'll show you basically how that'll work. So I'll run through. I've completed the game. Now the game doesn't take too long to play, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run you through. You'll see the introduction. You wake up in a laboratory and you don't know what is going on. So you'll see it now starting. Now the game is actually running through and powered by the Unreal Engine. So the graphics are very, very well designed. As you can see there, it's running by Unreal technology. Graphically, the game is very, very nice. Shooting on the screen is very good, not too complicated, as you'll see very, very soon. And the only things I can pretty much say is, while we're waiting for the intro to start up, is that even though it's similar to House of the Dead and Time Crisis, there aren't many destructible hidden objects that you can shoot when you do play the game. So pretty much the items that you do need to shoot and actually hit will appear on the screen, and you pretty much just have to shoot them. Some enemies are colored in different colors, so when you do shoot them, they do drop weapons and ammo, and that is it, to tell you the truth. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run you through. It will basically tell us we're going to run through basic tutorial, so I'm going to click on yes. So we're running through. As you can see right now, graphically it's very, 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 very nice. So as you can see, loading through, and as you know, as basically I was explaining to you before, it's an on-rails shooter, so it pretty much, you don't do anything else apart from shooting and tapping on the screen. So as you can see on the options on the screen there, you've got the pause menu, which basically lets you stop. You got your health on the left, bottom left. You got the top right is where your ammo is stored and your weapons. And you do get a whole lot of different weapons in the game. Let's continue on. Now, as enemies do appear on the screen, you will see them in a minute. There is an enemy right now. Basically what you've got to do, very simple, tap and it will kill them. So with different weapons and each, of course every enemy is going to be completely harder, is going to be harder to kill. And as you can see right now, there is an enemy now. By tapping in a specific position, as it basically says, you can do a whole lot of damage. So basically going for a headshot, aiming for the top part of the body, will cause more damage and pretty much kill them straight away. Now reloading, as basically it does say, if you wait for it to reload on its own, you do waste a lot of time. If you press it, if you do reload manually, it's faster. And this is basically what I was saying to you before. Certain enemies drop if a red colored enemy do drop boxes. So as you can see right now, is this picked up an ammo box, which this one in this case is a shotgun. So it's changed your weapon, so we can change the weapon by selecting the drop down box and selecting the shotgun. And the shotgun basically is a much, much more powerful weapon. It's recommended as one of the most powerful weapons in the game. As you can see, here comes a zombie. Now if you want, you can shoot the zombie in the chest, or if you can shoot them in the head and it just gets a headshot, but we just basically shoot them in the chest, as this tutorial is showing us now, and it will take us through. So as you can see on the screen there, you've got a whole lot of different type of bullets. You've got the shotgun, you've got the revolver, you've got a laser, you've got a heavy machine gun, and you've got a standard machine gun. Now these two weapons are very, very good. That one's not as strong as the heavy machine gun. It does come in handy a lot, but I would recommend keeping the shotgun for major bosses, as it does come in handy and does cause a whole lot of damage. So as you can see, that's a different type of weapons. And then on the other side, there is your first aid kit. These do come in handy, and you make sure that you do take them and pick them up when you see them. Alrighty, so that is it. That is the tutorial level taken place. And now what I will do is we'll run through a little bit of the first level. There are a total of 8 chapters in the game. Now each chapter is broken down into certain sections. So we're going to start off and play the first section of the chapter 1, and then I'll jump out and show you what other levels look like in general. So as you can see, first levels are very simple. It's not very complicated, but as you can see, everything runs on rails. So all you've got to do is just tap on the screen, and then you can also got a combo kill rating. So as soon as you don't get, if you don't get killed, the combo rating hits go higher, and you get a high, and you basically get a better score and a ranking at the end of every level, every chapter, if I want to say. As you can see right now, I'm reloading manually. So there you go, I've just picked up 3 different type of weapons. One thing I've noticed is that once you do select a weapon, once you do shoot a weapon off the screen, and it does go into your inventory, it actually becomes your usable weapon. So if that's not the one you want to use, you should quickly change back to the one you want. So as you can see, I just got hit by a little monster, by a little spider, and once they do hit you, your energy does deplete, as you can see on the bottom left hand corner. So if I wanted to change my weapon to something different like the shotgun, I just pretty much change it and do the drop down box from there. So as you can see, the enemies with the shotgun, it causes a whole lot of damage. The sound and the sound effects in the game are fantastic, as you can hear. Very the sound effects are really good to hear. Alrighty, so I'm just going to reload right now. Alright, so I'll change back to the machine gun. On the machine gun, you can actually hold it down, and it'll go crazy. Goes faster. You can shoot quicker, and you got a lot more you got a lot more ammo before you need to reload. Okay, so as you can see right now, the first level is pretty much straightforward, not too complicated. You've also got different type of enemies, as you can see. There's a whole lot of different enemies that do appear in the game. You've got like the basic insects to start off with. You've got zombies. You've got the spiders. You've also got further down in the game, you've got normal human soldiers that you can use basically pretty much. Now, this is what happens if you do get hit. You've got to shake the control. You've got to shake it to drop off a few enemies. So those guys there are kind of the parasites that are infecting the humans. And as you can see, I was reloading, and once it does reload, it does take a long time for it to reload. So it's always a very good idea to change and reload manually on them. Now that guy there, that was like a bit of a teaser before the end of, that's one of the end of level bosses. So you go, I've just got a headshot on one of the zombies. Do get a lot more damage on a headshot compared to shooting someone in the chest. Alright, so as you can see there, not too complicated. The gameplay is very easy. Just got to make sure that you know what you're doing and having the controllers, your buttons. So here we go, we've got a few enemies on the screen there. Wow, took me a long time to hit that one. Alright, so here you can see right now I'm just choosing off a couple of, there's an enemy that just dropped off a shotgun. And as you can see, the shotgun does cause a lot of damage. So as you can see on the screen, there's a whole lot. You do have to be quick at certain points, because otherwise you lose the opportunity to if you want to call it, lose the opportunity to pick up items and objects on the screen. And as I was mentioning before, it's very complicated. If you don't, it's very hard if you make sure that you don't reload automatically. As you can see right now, got to make sure we shake it, we drop off those enemies, and continue on. So it does get very hectic in there. You've got to make sure that you concentrate and find out what you're doing. And it's always recommended to try and go for those headshots. As you can see, there are a few destructibles And the enemies there are there are a whole lot of different enemies in the game, as you can see. So reloading, once again, make sure that you always got a reload happening. Different enemies, here are a few other ones on the screen right now. Getting attacked very badly here. Try and shake off the enemies. And that's it, as you can see. So I'm just giving you a good rundown of what to expect when you do play the game. So as you can see, a gold enemy just ran past and we just picked up some more ammo for the machine gun. Okay, so then you've got an option of going left or right. So pretty much exactly how it would work with those House of the Dead style on-rail shooters, where you've got the option of moving where you want to go, left and right. So that's very simple. So that's pretty much it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to jump out. Well, first of all, let me just select an option. And then what I'll do is I'll jump out and go through and select one of the chapters. So I'm going to go out and quit the game. So first of all, what I'll do is I'll jump out to the main menu. Okay, so there we are now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go select a challenge mode. Now from the challenge mode, as you can see, there are a total of 8 chapters. Each chapter has its own score, ranking, time, finish time, how many times you took to retry the level. So there are a whole lot of different options in the game, as you can see right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run you through a level where you can pretty much take on a boss. And I'm not going to give away, of course this one's not going to be too much of a giveaway. So what I'll do is I'll jump in and select chapter 4. And chapter 4 is the one where you're pretty much going to be taking on a huge giant mech robot. So basically coming in, you've got your character walking in, and there is the mech robot that you're going to be taking on. So basically, as I was explaining to you before, the game works similar to, and as you know, House of the Dead and also those other type of on-rail shooters, where it pretty much tells you where the weak points are for the enemy. And then what you do is you got to pretty much take on the enemy and shoot them. As you can see, the the robot pretty much has a power level. And up the top, the green bar is its energy, and you've pretty much got to hit it once it opens up its powers. Once it opens up its weak points, and you got to take it. You got to take it down. So as you can see, there's health there on the screen, and you've got to make sure that you've got to take out all the enemies at the right time and at the same time as well. Make sure you reload as well. Try and take out all the enemies at the same time. These guys are shooting at you. You can use weapons for depending on which weapons you want to use. So as you can see, if you shoot the rockets from the mech before it shoots them out, it can damage it, and if it doesn't, you get the damage basically, as you can see right now. So depending on what you want to use, you can have different weapons. So you got to make sure that you don't get. We won't die. We probably will die. So there's a whole lot of stuff going up on the screen at the same time. So making sure that we're using our shotgun there. Certain enemies are strong with shotgun. Some of them are not. So this one here is not that bad. As you can see, we've got about 17 bullets left for the shotgun. It's recommended that this one here is not that bad. It's pretty strong. So we've got a couple more shots on him. We've got about 40% remaining left. And there we go. We're just taking him out. So that is pretty much it. In gameplay wise, it's not too complicated, as you know. It's just quick, simple shooting. At the end of each level, you do have a ranking, and as you can see right now, you've got a basically I just picked up a B, and my percentage and rating percent was only 50%, and it took me 1 minute and 52 seconds to complete it. A retry I didn't do, and that's pretty much it. It does keep the record, and that is it. So that is the level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just jump back out, and that is Mission Sirius in a nutshell in gameplay wise. So as I was basically explaining to you before, Mission Sirius is available on the Apple iTunes Store. It will run, and it's basically recommended to run on the Apple iPad. And it's from Red Wing Games. So I would recommend this one if anyone's interested in trying out a game that's not too that is similar to those type of on-rail shooters like House of the Dead and Time Crisis. This is a great game on your iPad. You can take it around with you anywhere you want. It's got a good storyline, and it is something that will probably keep you busy for about close to 2 hours. And the replayability is very, very good because of the challenge mode. So you can always go back and play the challenge modes. And that is pretty much it. So thank you very much for watching. Master Rabbit signing out from CapsuleComputers.com.